You would like a marmalade sandwich? I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here.
Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now today we are in Paddington Cemetery and we have come to find the final resting place of Michael Bond, of course the creator of Paddington Bear. And what better place to be buried than Paddington Cemetery? Now of course Paddington Bear's had some resurgence recently with the films that have been made, and of course our late Queen, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, did that little clip, didn't she, before her 70th anniversary of her and Paddington, which was amazing. Wow, look at this place. Sadly, it's all fenced off. Otherwise, I would be the first going in there. Don't forget, if you like the video today, please leave your comments down below. Give it one of them, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe. And of course, hit that notification bell so you get notified as to when my new videos come out. It's a nice crisp autumn morning. I left my house at 5 AM. It's now 5 to 8 because the cemetery is not supposed to open till 9. But luckily for me, the groundskeeper came up and opened it nice and early. Let's get on with it, shall we? I'll tell you a little bit more information about Michael. Thomas Michael Bond CBE, 13th of January 1926 to the 27th of June 2017, was a British author. He is best known for a series of fictional stories for children featuring the character of Paddington Bear. More than 35 million Paddington Bear books have been sold around the world, and the characters have also appeared in popular film series featuring 2 Paddington films to date and on television. His first book was published in 1958 and his last in 2017, a span of 59 years. Thomas Michael Bond was born on the 13th of January 1926 in Newbury, Berkshire. He was raised in Reading, where he visits to Reading railway station to watch the Cornish Riviera Express pass through started a love of trains. His father was a manager for the post office. He was educated at Presentation College at Reading. His time there was unhappy. He told The Guardian in November 2014 that his parents had chosen the school for the simple reason that his mother liked the colour of the blazers. She didn't make many mistakes in life, but that was one of them. He left education aged 14 despite his parents' wishes for him to go to university. The Second World War was underway and he went to work in a solicitor's office for a year and then as an engineer's assistant in the BBC. On the 10th of February 1943, Bond survived an air raid in Reading. The building he was working in collapsed under him, killing 41 people and injuring many more. Shortly afterwards, he volunteered for aircrew service in the Royal Air Force as a 17-year-old, but he was discharged after being found to suffer from acute air sickness. He then served in the Middlesex Regiment of the British Army until 1947. Bond began writing in 1945 when he was stationed with the army in Cairo and sold his first short story to the magazine London Opinion. He was paid 7 guineas and thought that he wouldn't mind being a writer. After he produced several plays and short stories, he had become a BBC television cameraman. He worked on Blue Peter for a time. His first book, A Bear Called Paddington, was published by Collins in 1958. Barbara Kerr Wilson had read his draft at one sitting and she then phoned Bond on the number given. She was put through to Lime Grove Studios and Bond had to tell her that he was not supposed to take calls at work. This was the start of Bond's series of books, recounting the tales of Paddington Bear, a bear from darkest Peru whose Aunt Lucy sent him to England carrying a jar of marmalade. In his first book, the Brown family find the bear at Paddington Station and adopt him, naming him after the station. By 1965, Bond was able to give up his BBC job to work full-time as a writer. Paddington's adventures sold over 35 million books and have been published in nearly 20 countries in over 40 languages and have inspired pop bands, racehorses, plays, hot air balloons, a movie and adaptations for television. Bond stated in December 2007 that he did not plan to continue the adventures of Paddington Bear in further volumes. But in April 2014 it was reported that a new book entitled Love from Paddington would be published that autumn. In Paddington, a 2014 film based on the books, Bond had a credited cameo as the kindly gentleman. Bond wrote 2 short films for the BBC, Simon's Good Deed, which were shown on the 11th of October 1955, and Napoleon's Day Out, shown on the 9th of November 1957. He also wrote 1 episode of the series The World at Our Stage, an adaptation of the short story The Decoration by Guy de Maupassant, which aired on the 4th of January 1958. His best known television work is as the creator and writer of children's television series The Herbs and The Adventures of Parsley, again for the BBC. Bond was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire for services to children's literature in the 1997 Birthday Honours and Commander of the Order of the British Empire CBE in the 2015 Birthday Honours. On July 6, 2007, the University of Reading awarded him an Honorary Doctor of Letters. And on the 10th of January 2018, Great Western Railway named one of their Class 800 trains Michael Bond Paddington Bear. Bond was married twice to Brenda Mary Johnson in 1950, from whom he separated in the 1970s, and to Susan Marfray Rogers in 1981. He had 2 children. He lived in London, not far from Paddington Station, the place that inspired many of his books. He died in London on the 27th of June 2017. The cause of his death has not been disclosed. The film Paddington 2 2017 was dedicated to his memory. He is buried in Paddington Old Cemetery, close to where he lived. The epitaph on his gravestone reads, "Please look after this bear. Thank you." In 2022, on the TV programme DNA Journeys, it was discovered that Bond is a relative of the television presenter Kate Garraway. So that's all the information there on Michael Bond. What an amazing man, what an amazing talent as well. Paddington, I think we all watched Paddington as kids, didn't we? What an amazing guy. Anyway, let's carry on having a look for his grave. There's a little cat up there. Just staring at me, wondering what I'm up to. This is a lovely cemetery. The crows are out in full force. Okay, so I've been having a good look round for a little while now, and I think I found it. Oh wow, there's loads of little Paddingtons on the top, look, and some marmalade. Look at that. Michael Bond, 1926 to 2017. Please look after this bear. Thank you. And then there's some more little Paddington Bears down there, and little jar of marmalade and stuff. Let's just stand that one up, because it looks like it's fallen over. There we go. So there we have the final resting place of Michael Bond. Thank you, Michael, bless you, for bringing Paddington to so many kids' lives, and of course the resurgence this year of Paddington during the Queen's Jubilee. So thank you, Michael, once again. So we have it, the final resting place of Michael Bond, creator of Paddington Bear, of course. amongst many other children's programs, you know. Brought a lot of entertainment to kids over the years, which is fantastic, and it's always good to see people like that whose lives have been fully lived, and yeah, it's great. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that, because in a respectful way, of course, but I remember my memories of Paddington growing up, and yeah.
The party is about to start, Your Majesty.
Happy Jubilee, ma'am. And thank you for everything.
That's very kind.
A cute little bear with his marmalade sandwiches, who arrived from Peru to go and stay with the Brown family. Wow, what a story. Anyway, I'll see you all. Oh, don't forget, if you please leave me comments down below, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take it easy.